Hey, what's up, everyone? It's PA Lee 1019 here. So, today we are going to be doing this NBA tier list for the teams that are coming into the 2024 2025 NBA season. So, in my opinion, I'm going to put these teams on the tier list based on how I think they're going to do this coming season. So let's start off with the obvious: Chicago F, Brooklyn F, Hornets F, Fakers F. So we got these guys at the obvious one. They're obviously going to be an F. No explanation needed. The Pistons, however, I'll give them a D. Pause. Because I genuinely think they could probably make the plan because I feel like their team is improved. Cade Cunningham's improved. Jalen Duren's improved. Everybody's improved. Know what I'm saying? So, and they brought in some solid role players too. But obviously they're not good enough to make the freaking playoffs. Maybe the play-in. They could probably make a run for the play-in. That's like the only chance they're gonna make the playoffs and stuff like that. But honestly, I don't think they're making the playoffs, but they're gonna improve significantly from last season. Like, I know y'all seen last season. So yeah, they're gonna definitely improve significantly. Next up, the Wizards, obviously F. Who else? We'll start with like the Atlanta Hawks. I'll also give them the D. Pause. Because Trae Young, he's good and all. Teammates are solid, but always in the play-in. They're always in the play-in. Never really seemed to make it comfortably in the playoffs, except for that one time where they made the conference finals back in 21. But I see them as like a play-in team, like a season. I see them as a team that's barely making the play-in. But the Atlanta Hawks, they're not a bad team, or not, at least not the worst team, but they're definitely not a good team either. Give them. I'll grade them a letter D. All right, about to make me say something crazy. Toronto, should I give them an F? Let's give them an F. They really got no notable prospects, at least not to my knowledge. Ever since they let go of like Van Vliet, Siakam, Scotty Barnes, he's gonna have to carry like heck, and you know dang well it's not gonna work well for the Toronto Raptors. So easy F. Let's see who else is on the thing. Portland Trailblazers, I'll give them the letter D. Because I think this team could definitely push for a play-in spot. They're not a bad team. Scoot Henderson's definitely going to improve. I see this as a team that can make a play-in spot, or maybe the playoffs. We don't know yet, but definitely a play-in contender, I should say. But not really, but still. Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz, I would probably give them another letter D because they got young pieces that are improving each and every day. They can definitely make the play-in next season. Maybe the playoffs. All these teams right here in the D section, can definitely push for a play-in spot and fight for the playoffs. So I see Utah Jazz as another one of those teams. San Antonio Spurs, however, I'd probably give them a C coming into next season because like Victor Wembanyama and Chris Paul, 0 rings, Paul Pierce, Chris Paul, they're definitely gonna comfortably. I feel like they could comfortably make the play-in and definitely make the playoffs next year because I feel like the team's going to take a significant jump, especially with Chris Paul's mentorship, Coach Pop's coaching. The Spurs, they're definitely going to go crazy coming into next season, I believe. And yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs off the play-in. So yeah, I see this as a team that can comfortably make the play-in, maybe the playoffs as like a 6th seed. They're not gonna be like a high-seeded team, definitely not. So the Sacramento Kings. Start off with the Sacramento Kings. I also give them a C because now with the addition of Zach LaVine, so I definitely think they could definitely push for a playoff spot, like a 6th seed playoff spot. Nothing too crazy, but they could definitely comfortably make the play-in. Definitely push for a 6th seed spot. Domantas Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox. They might actually be like a top 5 seed. I ain't gonna lie, with that kind of roster, they might be like a dark horse in the playoffs. That's what they call it, right? Dark horse? Probably. I have no clue. But the Kings are definitely somebody that can comfortably, well, not comfortably, but like just make the playoffs. It might surprise everybody coming in the next season. They might surprise everybody. So yeah, there's that. The Phoenix Suns, easily a D, because this team, players are getting old. Bradley Beal, KD, their big three ain't all that no more. Super teams ain't all that no more. So I see the Suns as a D tier, making the play-in. I don't see them as contenders. I don't see them as contenders anymore. If this was like 3-4 years ago, I would have had them winning the championship. But the players are getting old, and there's not a lot to say about this team. There's not a lot to say about this team at all. The 76ers, I'll give them a C, because even though they got Paul George, Embiid, and Maxey, they got a solid core, but injuries are a concern. Injuries, they're definitely going to be a concern. I mean, like with Embiid, Paul George, only person that's going to be consistent on this team is Tyrese Maxey. Let's be real here. The only person that's going to be consistent is Tyrese Maxey. But I don't see the 76ers they could definitely gain a high seed, but they're going to lose in the second round once again because of these problems, these injuries. But if not, the farthest I can see them go in the playoffs is the conference finals. That's it. And that's like a big what if. Everything has to go pitch perfect for the 76ers to even make it that far. The best they can go is a conference finals exit. The farthest they can go is the conference finals. And that's pretty much it. I really don't see the 76ers doing anything this year. They could definitely get a top 3 seed. They could be the 1st seed, and they'll fall to the second round just as easy as if they were the 5th, 6th seed, or playing whatever you want to call it. But the 76ers, I don't see them doing damage this season at all. Orlando Magic, I give them a B tier because, Orlando Magic, they shown some magic last season with Paolo Banchero going crazy, role players going crazy. They made the playoffs last season, took the Cavaliers to 7. I was not expecting them to take the Cavs to 7. I thought it was going to be a clean sweep for Cleveland, or maybe in 5. I was not expecting them to take it to 7, at all. I was not expecting them to do that. The Magic, they got heart. I ain't gonna lie. And I see them comfortably making the playoffs again next season. But they obviously don't have enough to be a contender. Honestly, I don't think they have enough to be a contender. But they definitely show some fight, and I definitely think they can make something happen this year's playoffs. But I don't see them winning it all this year. They're obviously not. They got way better teams out there that can win it all next season. But Orlando Magic, they're a good team. They're a great team. They got heart. OKC Thunder, call me crazy, but I'm putting them at the S tier. This Thunder team is freaking cheating right now. They're cheating. They cheat more than freaking They cheat more than, I can't think of cheaters right now, but they cheat. Alright? They got freaking dang near all-star lineup, insane depth. And they got like first round picks for the next 10 years. Like, this is crazy. Like, this team is absolutely insane. Like, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an MVP conversation. Chet Holmgren might make the All-Star next year. And then they got a future All-Star in Nikola Topic, Alex Caruso on the defensive end. This team is absolutely insane. I ain't gonna lie. And I definitely think they could probably win the finals next year. They could probably win the NBA championship. I definitely see it in the Oklahoma City Thunder this year, bro. If not, definitely next year. I feel like they can definitely win the championship next year, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The Thunder, I got as an S tier. They're literally like the perfect team. This might come back to bite me coming the next season, but as it stands right now, I think the Thunder is like the perfect team right now. They're like the perfect team, and maybe they could be one of the greatest dynasties ever if they play their cards right. I said that in one of the shorts, but I truly believe it. If they play their cards right, they could be one of the greatest dynasties ever. I ain't gonna lie. Boston, also S tier for obvious reasons. They won the championship last season, and yeah, they could definitely win it again. So really, there's no explanation needed. They're stacked. They got depth too, and they're resilient too. Like, there's literally nothing wrong about this team at all. Like, the Celtics, they're just as perfect as the Thunder. They can definitely go back to back. I wouldn't even be surprised if they go back to back, for real. Like, this is the team. If anybody can go back to back, it's the Celtics. It's the Celtics, like, for real. So there's no explanation needed for no real explanation needed for the Celtics. The Cavaliers. Well, we'll start with the Knicks. The Knicks, put them at an A tier because I definitely think they got the pieces to compete for a title next season. It's just that it's gonna be really tough, but I feel like they can pull it off. Jalen Brunson, and you got Julius Randle coming back. Although I haven't seen Julius Randle really do much in the playoffs, but we'll see what happens. But I see the New York Knicks potentially making the playoffs. Not making the playoff. I mean, compete for a title next season. Yeah. So the Knicks, they got it. They definitely have a chance, just as a chance as many, to win the title next season. And yeah, can't wait to see how that unfolds. Now, the New Orleans Pelicans, I give them a C because even without Zion, I still think they're a good team to push for a playoff spot. Barely make it out the play-in. Yeah, even without Zion, they shown some fight. They shown that they can compete in the playoffs. So yeah, Zion or not, like the Pelicans, they're a solid team. They're a solid team. I ain't gonna lie. The Minnesota Timberwolves, I also give them an A tier because Anthony Edwards was going crazy. Rudy Gobert, also freaking on the defensive end. Cat, yeah. So also, yeah, those big three right there, they've been going crazy. They definitely are the corner pieces to compete for a title next season. Obviously, it's gonna be tough to do with all these teams in a way. Yeah. I think it just comes down to like who wants it more, who wants it more and stuff like that. So like, yeah, I definitely see the Timberwolves as one of those teams to make the finals next year, potentially win it. But we'll see what happens. Milwaukee Bucks, also an A tier. Dame is coming back. He's gonna go crazy. Dame time is gonna go crazy. Yeah, bro. So the Milwaukee Bucks, they could be a threat next year because I genuinely think like the injuries are not going to be a problem for Giannis. Giannis, I feel like he's going to come back swinging because he's not going to let any of what last season had slide. He's not going to let any of that slide. He's going to come back, be more ferocious. Dame Time's coming back. He's going to be more ferocious. If there's anything I learned in the NBA, it's to never doubt Dame. It's to never doubt Damian Lillard. Never talk trash to Damian Lillard because I promise you he will back it up, bro. I've seen it way too many times. He will back it up, bro. Like, seriously. But Dame and Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, I see them as a title contender next year, obviously. Yeah, definitely a team that could push for the championship. It all comes down to who wants it more because obviously there's so many great teams. It comes down to basically just who wants it more. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, Milwaukee Bucks title contenders. Miami Heat, man. As long as Jimmy Butler is on the team, man, I'll let me put him on the B tier, man. Because if there's anything I learned also, it's to never doubt the Miami Heat. Because as long as Jimmy Butler is on the team, Miami always has a chance at pushing for a playoff run. Miami will always go deep in the playoffs. Like, as long as Jimmy's on the team, Miami Heat will always stay relevant. Well, in some way, they will always, even though they're always the underdogs, they'll still find a way to make a run in the playoffs, man. Like, the Miami Heat, they're like that. They're like that, bro. I'm telling you. So give me the Miami Heat at a B tier. The Memphis Grizzlies, I ain't gonna lie. Give me a C tier because I know Ja Morant is coming back, but how much is that gonna affect the team? I mean, they had like 2 playoff exits in humiliating fashion. So I don't know how that's gonna affect like the team morale or affect the team chemistry or whatnot. Ja Morant, he's definitely gonna improve things over there. I definitely see the Grizzlies making the playoffs next year. But how is that gonna like? I don't know if they're gonna come back into the form they once were, or they're just not gonna. I don't think they're gonna make a run. They will make the playoffs definitely for sure with Ja Morant coming back, but I don't think they're gonna make a run. So yeah, I got the Grizzlies at a C tier. The Clippers, D, easy. Kawhi stays injured. Paul George is gone now, so that basically leaves James Harden, assuming he's still on the Clippers. James Harden, that leaves James Harden basically doing all the work. He's obviously not in his prime, so yeah, that's not gonna be great. So yeah, Kawhi is gonna be out. Even if he's playing, he's gonna somehow be out of commission somehow. And the Clippers, I don't even think they're gonna make the playoffs, let alone the play-in. I would put them at an F tier, but I still think the Clippers have some juice left to make a final playoff push before they get swept in the first round. Yeah, so Clippers, I got them at the D tier. Indiana Pacers, I give them a B tier because Tyrese Halliburton had that crazy run in the playoffs last season, beating the Bucks, the higher seed. Yeah, bro, the Pacers, they're a good team. You know, they proved that obviously last season, and I think they're gonna be even better next year. Maybe push for like a top 5 seed and stuff like that. And the Pacers, I think they got it. But I don't think they're gonna make a deep playoff run this time like they did last time. But the Pacers, yeah, they definitely got it. Next up, we got the Houston Rockets. Let's see. I would give them the B tier because they got the young guys, you know, Alperen Sengun, Jalen Green. They definitely getting better along with the key role players like Dylan Brooks. Is Van Vliet a role player? Can we consider Van Vliet a role player? Nah. But they got guys like Jabari Smith, Oh, and Reed Shepherd coming in. Oh yeah, he gonna be nice. I ain't gonna lie, he gonna be nice. You got Reed Shepherd coming in. I feel like the Rockets can Amen Thompson too. I forgot. They can definitely push. And Cam Whitmore. Oh my god, this team's gonna be nice. This team is gonna be nice, bro. Yeah, they're definitely gonna be nice coming in the next season with all the guys improving and stuff. And yeah, there's that. So yeah, we got those out the way. The Cleveland Cavaliers, B tier again. I think they could be a good team. Just not like pushing for a championship run. I don't think they're good enough for that. But they're definitely a good team to make the playoffs. I just don't think they're like good enough to make a playoff run. You know what I'm saying? But the Cavaliers, they're a good team, so that's why I got them on the B tier. The Warriors, D tier. Just give it up, Warriors fans. The dynasty is over. The dynasty is over, bro. Steph Curry getting too old for this. They're no longer. They're not making a freaking playoff run. They're not making the playoff run. They're not making the playoffs. What are you talking about? They're not even gonna make the. You know what? I'll put him at an F tier because, bro, Steph Curry getting way too old for this. He's not winning his 5th ring, so you guys can just give up on that. He's not winning his 5th ring unless he goes to like freaking the Celtics or the Thunder or the Bucks. Like if he's not on either one of those teams, he's not winning his 5th ring. So I'm sorry, you freaking Warriors fans. Steph Curry is not winning another championship. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. The dynasty is over, bro. The dynasty is over. It's done. The Steph Curry era is done. Give it up, okay? Like, dang. Anyway, the Mavericks, A tier. I'm gonna go with these two. So both of these teams gonna be in the A tier and stuff like that. And yeah. So Denver, obviously they got Nikola Jokic. They're still on their game. You know, they haven't fell off. You know, since they lost in the second round to the Timberwolves. But they're definitely a team that can still, compete for a championship. They got Westbrook now, so I hope he wins his first ring. Honestly, I hope he wins his first ring. Although I am concerned about Jamal Murray, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Like I said, like in the shorts and stuff. But the Denver Nuggets, they still got the best player in the world. I still think Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. But we'll see. We'll see how they do come playoff time. The Mavericks, obviously, they made the finals last year. And I think they could compete for a championship again next season because they got Kyrie, Luka. I feel like, should I say more motivated? Nah. But I feel like they're probably gonna make the same, like they're probably gonna play the same way they play last year. So yeah, the Mavericks, they're gonna be the same. They're still gonna play at the same level they played last year. And yeah. That's gonna be it. Luka, Kyrie, they finna go crazy as always. Derek Lively's gonna get better. And yeah, I think they're gonna, do something special in the playoffs. Like Luka Magic. Like Luka is a madman. Like seriously, he's breaking records left and right. Like it's not even funny, bro. Like I keep telling him to stop, bro. Like he's crazy. He's insane. He's a madman. Oh my gosh. I could definitely see a rematch next season. But anyway, that's the tier list I have for today. This is the tier list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you didn't, then I don't know what's up with you. But if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if anybody's watching this. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. See you all. Have a good day. Peace and out of here.